Hello and welcome to the Drivers Room. This is the Endurance Championship and we are at round 8 for tier 3, the final round at a wet Spielberg at the Red Bull Ring. Coming into the final round, the battle for the championship is extremely tight. We've got Jagernat at the top of the table on 55 points, being followed very closely by martinb on 51. Stephen's down in third on 44, with Lubo in fourth on 37. They are the top 4 promotion places. But like I said, the top 2, they're 4 points separating them. And on a very tricky and wet circuit, this could turn out to be a barnstormer of a final round. So without further ado, we'll head on down to the grid and we'll see how the guys got on during qualifying. So on pole, we've got the second place man in the championship, martinb, on intermediates. In second is G Rabbit on intermediates. In third we got Comrade Mitsos, also on intermediates. In fourth we've got Tom Nixon on intermediates. Fifth we've got Lubo on intermediates. Sixth we got Stephen on intermediates. Seventh CPT O'Reilly on intermediates. Number 8, the championship leader Jagernat is on intermediates. Not had a great qualifying there from him. 9th is Cudio on intermediates, and 10th we've got Flapjack also on intermediates. So that's your grid for the final round of the series of the season, for tier 3, with our championship leader down in 8th place. He'll be looking to make some moves through the race, but can Martin break away and take the title from him at the final round? Let's head on down to the front and catch the guys as the race starts. So, you join me at the front of the grid. The guys getting ready to hit the track in anger. Like we said there, just with the qualifying walk, this is a great opportunity for Martin to take the championship away from Jagernat. Martin stuck it on pole, Jagernat down in 8th. The Hyundais all dominating the first 5 positions of this grid. Being 4-wheel drive, they've really closed it out as Martin gets through turn 1. And up at the lead, that'll be exactly what he wanted. G-Rabbit has held second. Mitsos is in third with Lubo up into fourth. Tom Nixon has dropped a little bit down to fifth. All taking it nice and steady as they come through the hairpin for the first time. Tom just running a little bit wide, so is O'Reilly in the Bugatti. Stephen in the McLaren. That's going to be a hell of a monster to try and get right here in the wet. And we got Jagernat in the very fast Audi with Coolio in the Peugeot. Flapjack at the back also in the Audi. Just look at the spray coming up. Now this man is in the perfect position in first. Nobody in front of him, so he doesn't have to deal with any spray affecting or making him have to change the view he uses. All the guys starting on intermediate as well, so be interesting to see how tyre management goes through the first stint. Could give an indication of who will have the advantage through the race when we enter the pit stop phase. Great first lap from Martin. He's just starting to break away now from G-Rabbit in second, but he's got Mitsos in very close company with Lubo right behind him. It's Lubo and Mitsos both run wide, and Lubo probably just a case of the old follow the guy in front. Cudio's falling down to 10th now. I just did see a car running wide at turn 1, possibly him. You see Stephen now, he's going to be having a look at the back of CPT O'Reilly. He's just got the inside, just gets a bit of a slide on and has to stay out the throttle. Tom has actually fallen back to 7th. Maybe it was Thomas seen run wide in turn 1. Be looking to fight back through now. Just see the car's getting a little bit twitchy in through that left-hander. Tom is gaining on Stephen in front. That Hyundai is four-wheel drive, the McLaren is not, so I mean Tom is going to have a traction advantage over Stephen. As you can see, Stephen fighting the car, trying to get the power down. He just starts to drift it into the final corner. He just straightens it up. See if Tom can make an impression coming up at the start finish. It's going to be too far back for a look into turn one. Jagernat not made any moves, he's still in 8th, he started in 8th, so at the moment he's watching his championship disappear from him. See Flapjack at the back, followed by Coolio. Martin's still out in front. So we'll take a quick run through the grid. We've got Martin in first, G Rabbit in second, Comrie Mitsos in third, Boobalubo in fourth, CBT O'Reilly in fifth, Tom Nixon in sixth, Jagernat seventh, Stephen in eighth, Stephen's at Nissan drop back, Flapjack in ninth, Coolio in 10th. Let's take a quick look back and see if we can find out what happened to poor Stephen. He's dropped back to 8th. We'll jump on board with Tom now as he's coming up to turn one, looking at the back of Stephen. Just Stephen looking okay, he's just getting a bit of a drift on there through turn one, just can't get the power down out there on the grass. A little bit of contact between the two, but that's what's dropped Stephen down into 7th, and he must have the same issue coming up to turn one. He's looking at the inside of Tom. It's a little bit of contact forces Stephen over the curb. He was never really fully alongside, so there's no blame to be apportioned there. Ready, just a racing incident. Sets Stephen down to 8th. Rejoin now with the leaders. Martin just breaking away now from G Rabbit behind. He now has a 2.2 second gap. He's just going to be looking to manage his tyres and manage his race from here. Everyone's spaced out a little bit now. The race has settled down pretty quickly, running on lap 4, and the gaps have already started. As you see, Coolio just having a look at Flapjack into turn 1, just showing him his nose, letting him know he's right behind him. Both those cars looking a handful in these conditions because they're two very quick drivers. Coolio just pulls out of the slipstream, looking up the inside into turn 2. Can he make it stick? Flapjack's trying to fight him around the outside, side by side. Flapjack just getting away initially because the Audi's hybrid system kicks in a lot earlier than the Peugeot. Let's just give Flapjack that opportunity to pull past. Great battling between the two guys, giving each other plenty of room, but still racing each other extremely hard. So like we said, we know we're in round 8, which is the final round of season 3. There are spots open if you want to jump in to join the racing series that we have here, the Endurance Championship. If endurance racing isn't your forte, as Coolio's just looking at Flapjack again, these are hour-long races. We also have shorter races that run on a Sunday, half-an-hour sprint races. Normally one make race followed by a team event afterwards, DRSL and DRFS. So just come and join us on Discord or hit us up on Twitter at Driversroom, and we'll get you in, get you involved. There's plenty of racing, plenty of things to do. Plenty of guys out there as well on our Discord looking to help people out, if it's just with liveries or drive-in tips. There's always somebody about to give advice. So come on and find us on Discord, and we'll get you lined up with something. See, Coolio just runs wide there, breaks himself a little bit into turn 2. Unfortunately, that's going to drop him back from Flapjack. Give Flapjack a bit of breathing space. we've got the fastest lap last time round from Martin, a 1:27.6. So he's really starting to stretch his legs now and get away from the guys. See the top three just pulling away. So G Rabbit and Mitsos following Martin, just pulling away from Boobalubo and the gap pack behind. You see Mitsos has picked up a second penalty there. He's burnt off 1/10 of it already. Same for Boobalubo. Must be pushing some track limits, as he just gets another second penalty there for track limits on the exit of the final corner. As we all know, the penalty system on here can be harsh sometimes. On some tracks they're a lot worse than others. O'Reilly in that loud, grumbly Bugatti. It's drowning out the two Hyundais around it. A beautiful sound from that Bugatti, not so much from the Hyundais. There's another car with a very nice sound, the Audi. Jagernat's now up to 7th thanks to Stephen's little horror show a little bit earlier on there, but Stephen's trying to get his head down and rebuild. This car's going to be a nightmare. So we're going to start to see tyre wear kicking in slowly, but just looking there and just showing Tom with the Hyundai, it's much kinder on his tyres. Hardly any tyre wear at all shown on it at the minute. Jagernat, however, in the Hyundai, or in the Audi, sorry, it's just starting to show signs of tyre wear. Stephen is showing a bit more on his rear, especially that left rear, starting to go a little bit more than the right. And the Peugeot starting to show a little bit of signs, but Hyundai is the king for handling at the minute and being kind to his tyres, and in these conditions it really looks the car to be in. Will some of these guys swap their GR1 out for the Hyundai for next season maybe? So at the end of the season, when they finish, we can swap one car out of the four. So we run GR1, GR2, GR3, GR4, as I'm sure you know from following us on the videos, and we can swap one out penalty free. So you could see some of these drivers in different GR1s, or they could leave them in there. They could change one of the other cars or leave them all alone, depending on what tracks are coming up or how they feel those cars line up. Well, the Hyundai is a very nice looking car. It's just sounds horrible. As you can hear there with the Audi and the Bugatti, it just drowns out the Hyundais there coming over the short straight towards the final two corners. Everybody's spaced out quite a lot now. Stephen's lost a lot of ground to Jagernat. Flapjack is slowly closing up on him. Oh, and we have lost Coolio. Coolio has called it quits, so we're down to 9 drivers. It's unfortunate for Coolio that Peugeot isn't the nicest of the GR1 VGTs. I've drove it for a season and got rid of it quite sharpish. I found it was too big, and the way the hybrid kicks in can really, especially in these conditions, probably make it quite difficult to drive. Keep an eye out for Coolio, see if he trades out the Group 1 for one of the better handling cars. So, 11 minutes gone of the race, and we're pretty much as you were at the front for the last few laps. Not much happening between these. Martin's just managing his pace in the race out front. G-Rabbit just keeping him in sight in second. Mitsos just keeping G-Rabbit in sight in third. Boobaloobo is breaking away now from that little pack behind, trying to catch back up to the podium places. Tom's made his way back up to 5th after an incident earlier on dropped him back a bit, so he's trying to keep Boobaloobo in the crosshairs. O'Reilly doing very well in the Bugatti. Jagernat hasn't really gone forward, but hasn't gone back. He's gained a place through Stephen's accident, but apart from that, it's a very uneventful start to the race. So we'll see if maybe he's got a strategy at play which causes him to be a little bit smoother and more cautious at the start. Stephen's had a frustrating start to the race. Ria's never really starting to oh, you hear the McLaren struggling to put the power down there, screaming out for some grip. He's really having a torrid time in that McLaren. You see it twitching and squirming under braking. Flapjack has had a pretty uneventful race, a couple of battles there with Cudio, but now he's on his own. So we've jumped forward, starting lap 17 with Martin. As you can see, he has set another fastest lap there for 127.3. His tyres still only fractionally worn at this stage of the race. G-Rabbit just a tiny bit more wear. Same with Midsos and Boobaloobo and Tom. They've all just got slightly more wear than Martin, but they're all exactly the same in the Hyundai. Bugatti's a little bit sore on his tyres. It's a big old car, that. You can see Jagernat is got pretty even wear, but they're starting to get a lot more worn than the guys in front. You see the car just squirming, trying to put the power down. It's going to be difficult. Flapjack also the same wear as Jagernat. Flapjack now in 8th as we've lost Stephen from the race. He's called it quits for the day. He's to take no more part in the final round. And with Martin, you can just see on the track map there's Martin starts on the start-finish straight. Flapjack is just leaving it, so Martin's starting to catch the back markers now. We're on lap 18 of the race. There's 25 minutes gone, so 35 minutes left of this race. Been a perfect race from Martin so far. I mean, look at the consistency there. He's had one lap there where he's dipped into the 128s. 2 laps there, sorry, lap 9 and lap 14, but 127.6, 127.8, 127.4. 127.6, 127.8, so very consistent from Martin, and that's what you need over these hour-long races. You need to be consistent, you need to have as minimal mistakes as you can, but consistency is the key. And as I say that, there's probably guys watching this from the driver's room going, that's Rich coming from you, because I'm probably one of the least consistent people running at the moment. So he runs quickly through the grid. Martin still out in 1st. G-Rabbit still holding in 2nd, and a little bubble by himself now. And we've got Midsos in 3rd also by himself. And then we got this little battling pack. O'Reilly is now up past Boobaloobo. He's got O'Reilly in 4th, Boobaloobo in 5th. We've got Tom in 7th, Jagernat Tom in 6th. Jagernat in 7th, and Flapjack is coming out of the pits. As we see that Martin going through there to lap him. So that's Flapjack out of the pits in the Audi with a brand new set of intermediates and took on some more fuel. See that? Yeah, it was Martin that passed him to lap him. G-Rabbit is also passed. Flapjack probably let him pass there up into turn 2. field extremely spread out. These are the closest two at the moment, Boobaloo and O'Reilly. Neither of them have pitted yet, so O'Reilly just carrying a little bit more tyre weight than Boobaloo. O'Reilly doing well there. He's not, doesn't look to be hassling the Bugatti too much. Staying very stable for him. The weight will help it a little bit in that regard, just to be a little bit more stable. Keep it a little, force it a little bit more into the ground, which is a bit of lag there. See the cars wobbling. As Boobaloo runs very wide in the background, he's very lucky not to put the tyre on the gravel. That would have been disastrous. Round that Hyundai would have gone. God, he is trying everything he can to find a little bit extra over O'Reilly. He's Boobaloo sporting the very familiar Team Motion Blur livery. He is part of the Bulgarian division of that team, hence the colour scheme on the vehicle. Team Motion Blur run by Gadget, who also is the organizer of this series. You see Jagernat has jumped in the pits now in the other Audi for a new set of intermediates for looks. Audi also looks like it is very thirsty and it's been chugging away on its fuel. It was just the scene of the two cars close together on the map, but that was just Mitsos getting past Flapjack. So he's put Flapjack a lap down on himself now. You see Boobaloo fighting the car there, trying to get the power down. So really pushing that Hyundai hard to catch that Bugatti. Hopefully he doesn't push too far or too hard and end up facing the wrong way on the track. We're now at the halfway stage of the race. A lot of people still yet to complete their first pit stop. Intermediate tyres are just running nicely on this wet track. Not chewing them too much, and Boobaloo just runs a little bit wide there. O'Reilly breaking away ahead. Just unfortunate, just down to the nature of this being the final round of the series, probably, and it's a wet race. Anybody who couldn't affect their championship standings or game promotion has probably decided not to take part. We see G-Rabbit jumping in from second up ahead. Mitsos just rounding the final corner. Well, he will be ahead of G-Rabbit when he comes out of the pits. Like I was saying, yet there's just because they can't change their championship places, a lot have decided to skip this race. We've had two people unfortunately exit the race, so we're at a half field for the final round, which due to the nature of the track and the weather and the difference in cars, we've got quite a field spread with not much action going on, apart from these two putting on a little bit of a show for us. Excuse me. Boobaloo still hunting down O'Reilly. O'Reilly's got a 1.2 second penalty there. He's also a bit of a bad connection. It looks like the lag's coming from him. Whenever I switch to O'Reilly is where you get the little twitch. Boobaloo's right into the slipstream now of the Bugatti, as I just seen. I think O'Reilly picked up a little bit more of a penalty. Martin pits from the lead. It's got quite a gap to Mitsos. Mitsos just rounded final corner on the start finish straight now. You just hear Martin there coming out of the pits as Mitsos completely buggers up turn one, but got him out ahead of Martin. Martin will be looking to get past Mitsos as soon as possible if Mitsos doesn't pit this next lap, because he doesn't want Mitsos to start slowing him up now when he's got the fresh tyre and the most grip that he can have. Otherwise this man will catch right up behind also on fresh tyres. These two are still battling it. Will Bubulubu looks very close this time round. Would he have a look up the inside in turn two? He pulls out alongside. He gets him under braking. He gets it stopped and turned. They both give each other room. A little bit of a lag spike, but give each other room. Great racing. Bubulubu slides it up the inside of CPT O'Reilly and into fourth. And he's looking to go back. O'Reilly. Oh, he just outbreaks and it's a bit of door banging. Bubulubu's now looking back up the inside, which is now the outside. And he's going to have to... He's trying to hang it around the outside. He's going for it here. Great determination from Bubulubu there. Great driving from the two of them at this point. A bit of a door bang there going down into the third corner. But Bubulubu with a great sequence of corners there. Around the outside. Not afraid to go door to door with O'Reilly. And takes back his fourth place. Well done Bubulubu there. Fantastic move. As you see, O'Reilly now just getting a little bit out of shape. Maybe a little bit frustrated he's lost that place. Just trying to squeeze the throttle a little bit too hard now. He had it nicely under control earlier, but he's getting back past Bubulubu. He's back alongside him, passes down straight. That's going to be a fantastic move out of the last corner and into the first corner. He slides back up into fourth. And Bubulubu back around the outside as O'Reilly gets it wrong through turn one. Jesus, these two do not want to quit. Unfortunately, they're going to catch up with Flapjack. Well, looks of it to be lapped. He's going to want to get out of the way fast as O'Reilly looks up the inside. A bit of a slide. Bubulubu switches back. Gets back up into fourth. They're really pushing each other now, but maybe just a little bit of youthful exuberance. They're just a little bit of sliding going on through the braking areas. As O'Reilly looks again, but I think he's well outbraked himself this time. Yeah, he's out into the gravel. No, just as I was talking about it. He goes and brakes far too late for a wet race, and that shoots him off. Bubulubu seen it coming, did well to avoid it. And that's going to be the end of that excitement, folks. As you can see, there's quite a gap now between the two of them. Oof. Great racing from the two of them there, though. So we're on lap 25 now. 35 minutes through, we'll take a run through the grid. In first we have Comrade Mitsos, who hasn't pitted yet. He's going to be, he's still actually posting fast personal best sectors, but he's bound to be holding Martin up behind. Martin's going to be in the dirty air, losing his advantage of those fresh tyres, so Martin's in second. G-Rabbit's in third, looking to catch back up. He's also pitting on fresh tyres. Bubulubu up into fourth after that titanic battle with O'Reilly there for the last two laps. O'Reilly is in fifth, looking to get back towards the back of Bubulubu. Mr. Tom is down in sixth, as you just see him get a little bit wrong on the entry to turn one there, runs out wide, probably pick up a penalty for that. There we go. Jagernat in seventh. Fortunately for he's normally extremely quick, Jagernat, but today that car, these conditions just seem completely outmatched. Gotta be disheartening for the fella, because this surely is going to spell the end of his title hopes. It looks like it's going to go to Martin. And we've got Flapjack down in eighth in the other Audi. Also having a bit of a struggle today. Just the front two, see Martin going 2/10 slower through that first sector. Just see him running wide a bit there. He's going to be sitting in the wash of Mitsos ahead, the dirty air, which will affect the car wanting to turn in, and with limited grip, it's not what you want. He wants to either get past him, just see a little bit of a slide there heading into turn 3. He wants to either get past him so he can get out of the dirty air, or maybe back off a little bit, but if he backs off too much, you'll have this man charging up behind him. And he won't ask twice about making a move to drop Martin back even further, because they're the closest out of the top 3 on strategy. Will Mitsos jump in the pits this lap? No, he's going to stay out. So we're going to go on to lap 27 in the same order, and we'll actually jump on board with Martin and we'll run a lap with our championship, well, leader at the moment with the live table. He's the champion elect at the moment. Let's see how he's affected behind Mitsos. Spray not too bad at the moment. I'll just let you guys enjoy a lap around the Red Bull ring with this extremely fast driver. Oh, as we just see Mitsos there having a moment, having to really slam the brakes on. And Martin ploughing in the back. And now both drivers are being too polite for their own good. This is going to give G-Rabbit an opportunity to close right up. Mitsos obviously felt at fault there for causing Martin to hit him. Martin felt at fault for hitting Mitsos. That is the driver's room ethos. If you cause another driver to have an incident, you should slow down and let him pass if you gain a position from it. But both drivers there, I see Mitsos pulling over the side, Martin backing off again. They're both being too polite. Oh, guys, this is too good. You just need to be a bit more ruthless. It was a racing incident. Neither of you had to slow down, really. Nobody lost a position or gained a position, so Martin says, okay, well, thank you very much, and he's away on down the road. And look in the background there, G-Rabbit is closing right up after that little misunderstanding between the front two. Like I said, that's what the driver's room's built on. It's built on nice, clean, fast, hard racing, but clean and fair, and maximum respect to drivers, and that was shown in abundance there by those two. As we see, O'Reilly has jumped in the pits in the Bugatti. That's going to promote Boobo Lubo. He's going to have to take on a lot of fuel. That's going to drop him back a bit. Boobo Lubo has been in for a fresh set of tyres. He's got Flapjack following him around the track at the moment, but he is a lap down. So we see O'Reilly there, he's out of the pits now. See if he can catch back up to Boobo Lubo. I hope he does, because those two were giving us a lot of drama side by side. We just see Tom in the background. He's now, I can see O'Reilly after O'Reilly's pit stop, and Tom's already been in, so Tom will be looking to latch onto the back of that Bugatti. Jagernat's just in a world of his own, unfortunately. As we see Mitsos now has come into the pits. 7 litres of fuel left. That's going to be quite a bit of a fill, as we're just coming up close to the 45-minute mark, so 3/4 of the way through the race. Boobo Lubo was too far back to catch up towards comrade Mitsos. He's just coming down towards the penultimate and last corner, and Mitsos, you can see on the map there, is leaving the pits as Boobalooba runs extremely wide out of the last corner. That will probably pick him up a penalty. No, Gran Turismo's being kind. Unusual to see that from the real penalty simulator. Just see in the background there, CPT O'Reilly, he's got a 1.4 second penalty, so probably a half second and a second penalty. He's really pushing now, trying to catch back up to Boobalooba. Tom sends it into the wall. He seems to completely miss his breaking point, but he is ghosted. I wonder if Tom had some technical difficulties there, because that car is rolling by itself. It looks like maybe Tom's wheel or controller has died, unfortunately. And that's Tom out of the race now as well. He has had internet issues through this season, so that could also be part of it. So we're down to 7 drivers. Oh, really do hope O'Reilly and Boobalooba get back together in this race, because it's going to be very light of action with just 7 drivers remaining. No fault of the guys on the track. They'll be trying their best to give us a spectacle, but when there's these little cars on a big enough track, then the gaps will form no matter what. So we see Martin starting lap 35. We're down to the jump forward for the final 10 minutes of the race, where as we were, Martin has set another fastest lap of a 1:27.065. He is in the lead in first. G Rabbit is in second. He's got Flapjack, the lap driver, to get past in front of him. Mitsos is a long way back in third after his pit stop. Maybe that strategy didn't serve him too well, running as long as he did. Guys really undercut him with that one. Boobalooba is on his own in fourth. O'Reilly is trying to catch back up. Come on, O'Reilly, get back there. We need a little bit of excitement in these closing stages. And then you got Jagernat in sixth. He's just been passed by the leaders. It must be disheartening for Jagernat watching the guy who's about to take the championship from you pass you. And pass you the lap you, sorry. And Flapjack in 7th. So Flapjack's in last, but he's going to pick up points in 7th place. Everybody's fueled to the end. Some carrying a lot more fuel than the others. I wonder, did Mitsos might have filled up at the last stop, because he's got half a tank of fuel, a lot more than any other driver. And most people in and around the quarter of a tank. I see Flapjack tucked right in behind the Hyundai there of Martin. You can be using that for a little bit of a fuel save as well. There's also getting the slipstream from him. You can just see through the corner there how much that Hyundai is so much easier through the corner than that Audi. The Audi just doesn't look settled going in under the brakes. Doesn't look settled through it. Looks like Flapjack has to be really, really careful with it. She's also got quite a bit of tyre wear. She is a bit of a tyre muncher. She is four-wheel drive, but chews the tyres a lot more than that Hyundai ever does. As you can see, very minimal wear on Martin's Hyundai. So we can safely say on 7 minutes left of this race, Martin looks set to be crowned champion of Tier 3 for Season 3, earning himself, as I say that, he runs wide. Don't celebrate too early, Martin. Could all go wrong. So he looks set to be crowned champion with a certain promotion up to Tier 2. Guys in Tier 2 will be looking over their shoulders, as Martin is a very fast driver, so he'll be challenging for wins in Tier 2, looking to get up to Tier 1, which he's very capable of back-to-back promotions up to the top tier. G-Rabbit is going to take a promotion as well. Just get the league table up here. Yeah, G-Rabbit, he could get into the promotion spots. He has Spooky Lukey and Coolio ahead of him, both who are not in this race. Also, Steven has quit this race, so it's still all to play for some of the guys. G-Rabbit could sneak his way into a promotion spot. Midsauce is down in 8th. He's probably not going to get promotion, but I have heard talk that promotional spots could get extended, so they could run down a little bit further, because I think there's some other driver movements happening, maybe from Tier 1 and Tier 2. A couple of guys maybe taking a sabbatical for Season 4 to come back for Season 5. So there could be more promotions happening, so a couple of these drivers might still get promoted even though they're outside the promotion spots. So it'll be interesting to see who lines up where in Season 4. So final 5 minutes now. This guy just cruising home now. No need to push the car. He has a 5-second gap over G-Rabbit, and Midsauce is 23 seconds back. I just said 5 minutes, didn't I? 5-second gap back, and a 23-second gap back to Midsauce. So I mean, he can just cruise home now. As you can see, there's no real battles. Nobody's close. We are going to finish in this order by the looks of it, unless there is some drama yet to come. Somebody ends up face first into a wall of tires. Then if that doesn't happen, we will finish as we are. Martin set to take the sweep as well for the race, qualifying on pole position, fastest lap and race win. Give him all the bonus points as well. What has been a very well measured and controlled drive from Martin. Great strategy work down. Has put him under no real pressure. He had the little moment where he came up behind Comrade Midsauce after his stop, but Midsauce wasn't able to affect him too much, apart from the after me, after you moment. But no, it's been a fantastic drive for Martin. Look forward to seeing him in Tier 2. He's definitely going to probably pushing for promotion straight up to Tier 1, back-to-back promotions. One or two of the other drivers in Tier 3 will probably be pushing for that as well. There's a lot of skilled drivers entered the season, entered the series this season. Not to mention this guy G-Rabbit, he's probably going to be pushing. Midsauce as well, he's definitely going to be mixing it up with the big fellas. Boobaloo and CP the O'Reilly had a great battle there today in the middle of the race, door-to-door racing, swapping every corner, but looks like O'Reilly's starting to try and put Boobaloo under a bit of pressure now towards the last few minutes of the race. He's only got 2 minutes left, but if he can maybe pressure him into a mistake in this or the final lap, he could steal one more spot from Boobalubo. So even though they're not side by side, they're still battling on the timesheets. Everywhere else, we're completely spaced out now. I mean, the only two anywhere near close is O'Reilly and Boobalubo. The rest of the guys are just seeing the last of the clock in. The final few minutes of the final hour race for Tier 3 of Season 3. So we're now well within the final 2 minutes. Just looking at the time. Martin's going to cross the line to start his final lap shortly. A couple of guys probably won't make it round to finish off with Martin. They'll end up a lap down. I think actually maybe one or two of them are a couple of laps down. I just see Martin start his final lap of the season. G-Rabbit following him, Mid-Sauce coming on through. He's catching one of the Audis there. Looks like Jagernat just ahead of him. Boobalubo. He looks like he is responding to O'Reilly. Although I think that best was for the last driver. Yeah, he's definitely put a personal best in there. He's responded to O'Reilly's pressure. O'Reilly is going to run out of time. I think looks like Boobalubo just crossed the line in time to do one more lap, but O'Reilly is definitely going to be finishing this time round. He'll round the final two corners just behind Boobalubo, who we're watching here. Boobalubo crosses the line to start his final lap. And O'Reilly finishes in 5th. Great season for him. Jagernat finishing in 6th. Flapjack's going to come home in 7th. But this man, martinb, is going to take the championship and the race win and the fastest lap, the clean sweep all round for this guy. Fantastic race today from Martin. Congratulations. And look forward to seeing you in Tier 2. G-Rabbit coming home after another fantastic race from him as well. He's coming home in 2nd. Mid-Sauce with a great race himself, coming home in 3rd. Boobalubo is going to come home with a very well-deserved 4th. So that's going to be it from us, from CP Racing and the Drivers Room Endurance Championship for Season 3 for Tier 3. Congratulations to our winners and promotion getters. Come and join us next time for Season 4, and we'll see you at the start line, ready to go in Round 1.